ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kevin Jackwitz. This is the Kaged Review, and this is a review for WWE SmackDown for August 6th. The first SmackDown of the month we're in. Really happy to be catching up. So, getting right into this, you start out with Charlotte Flair and Trish Stratus. They're both in the ring, doing a promo. A lot of jaw-jacking back and forth, talking about the difference in the generations and the women's evolution and how Trish Stratus paved the way for that. Charlotte takes some cheap shots. Trish Stratus smacks Charlotte Flair. Flair doesn't do anything. She just kind of smirks and walks out of the ring. So it was a decent opening. They, had some good shots at each other. So there it is. Then you get Rey Mysterio versus Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler comes to the ring with the Goldberg entrance. Even does the flames and all that. Never really gets underway. Dolph Ziggler just waylays Rey Mysterio and just goes to beating on him. Ali comes out, and so it becomes Ziggler versus Ali. Ali's been doing a lot of promo packages, and he won his match last week against Shinsuke Nakamura, which was big. And here, decent match, but Ziggler goes over Ali. I don't know how I felt about that. Either way, like I said, decent match. Ziggler goes over. And then you get Roman Reigns. He's in an interview talking about he apologizes to Samoa Joe because obviously it wasn't Samoa Joe who was trying to attack him. And he wants to find out who it actually is. Then you get Natalya versus Ember Moon, which it was an alright match. I don't even want to say it was a decent match, to be very honest. It ends in a double countout. Didn't really make a whole lot of sense. Didn't amount to much of anything. So, I don't know. Then you get the Kevin Owens show with Shane McMahon and Elias. In this, I don't know, dude. I'm so over Shane McMahon at this point that, anytime he comes on TV, I just tune out. Kevin Owens is great, and I love, what he's doing, but I'm just so over Shane McMahon being on TV. I really am. I just tune out all the time. So, that's that. Then you get Sami Zayn, Aleister Black promo, which leads into Black versus Zayn in a match. Black wins rather decidedly. Zayn has just not done anything since he's come back. They have not used him for anything. Then you get another weird bit where I think it was Kayla was asking Shelton Benjamin if he's going to join this 24/7 fray. And he just does this weird thing again where he's looking around and rolling his eyes and then just walks off. And then you get a Kofi Kingston promo where it's talking about him and Randy Orton and all the history they have and how Randy Orton tried to keep him down and how he's going to prove that he's worth his spot. It's basically what it comes down to. It was a decent promo. Then you got Big E and Xavier Woods versus Rowan and Daniel Bryan. The short version is Big E and Xavier Woods. They win via DQ. After that, you have Roman Reigns in the locker room area. He tells a bunch of dudes to leave. Buddy Murphy's there. He tells Buddy Murphy to wait. He says he saw Buddy Murphy last week when the dude hit his car with their car, and he wanted to know who it was. So he starts throwing Buddy Murphy all around the locker room area, beating him up until he finally says Rowan was the guy behind the car. So that's kind of where they leave off SmackDown. Now, one thing I do like about SmackDown is that they're leaving off on cliffhangers now. They're leaving off on things like, okay, so we have this information, so what's going to happen? It kind of gives you something to look forward to. What they need to do better, though, is manage the whole show. Raw is actually doing a much better job of making the entire show 3 hours worth entertaining now. And I think Raw has gotten drastically better, to be very honest. But SmackDown just really has a problem with the pacing, with using the right people, and I think it's really hurting them. So I like how they're they're trying to kick off with good ends, something to keep you invested. They try to have good starts. Sometimes they have good openings. Sometimes they really don't. But they've got to get everything in the middle, man. They've got to start pulling it together because now they're really trailing behind. So with this one in particular, a lot of things that I think we could have done without. A lot of things that I think wasted time. Things that didn't really necessarily make sense. Killing Ollie's start before it starts. I don't know, man. There were some good things about it, though. Again, the end I thought was cool. Dolph Ziggler coming out with Goldberg's entrance. The Flair Trish Stratus thing. I've been giving these pretty well split down the middle reviews, but I think that's kind of how I feel about them. And I think that's honestly how I feel about this one, too. 5 out of 10, I think, is where it's at. I think that's fair. You're kind of split with the things they do good and the things they don't do good. So 5 out of 10, that's where I'm at. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you agreed or if you enjoy this, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. My name is Kevin Jackowitz. Kaged Nation, out.